RDTDaily.com presents a Tarabuster with comedian Tara Devlin.
All right, everybody. What's up? This is my birthday party. Boom, boom. I should have had some fireworks to blow up in this bitch, for this bitch. What's up, everybody? Yeah, we're hanging out. Let me make sure the microphone is working. Let's see. You guys will tell me. It does sound a little weird. It looks okay, right? Let's see what's happening with loop back. I think it's good. And I'm looking forward to tonight. You know, Mike Malloy, the great Mike Malloy, and the great Robyn Kincaid are calling in about 25 minutes. And what else? I have to let me lower the music because we don't have to worry about that tonight. I don't know how long the show's going to be tonight. We're just going to keep it loose and goose, just like my mother did on the day I was born. You know, my mother went to get a haircut when she was having contractions I don't know why she did that. She went to get a haircut. She also went shopping. And then she always tells the story that she took a cab to the hospital. And she was just taking it very, very casual, frankly. I think my father was working probably. And she was in labor and, excuse me. And then she whispered, well, halfway she got into the cab. She told the driver, take me to, I can't remember where he was born, Carson C. Peck Memorial Hospital in Brooklyn. It's not there anymore. And so he went about his driving there. And about halfway there, she said she couldn't resist. She said, guess what? I'm having a baby. And he was like, lady, you're not having it in my cab, are you? So, yeah. And it was me. I don't know. Why would you go get your hair cut? Maybe she had the appointment anyway. On the day that maybe she was expecting going out for New Year's. I don't know. But I guess her hair got messed up. But it was back in the day where, you know, they used to knock people out and that was it. So it wasn't all this push. You know, they just knocked her ass out, and then she woke up and it was like, here's your bitch, here's your little lesbian. Have fun, lady. It's gonna be a roller coaster. It's gonna be a barrel of laughs. Here you go. All right, and let's see. Yeah, thank you everybody for hanging out. Also, let me just do the plugs before we get going. If you can become a patron, please do at patreon.com/Tara Devlin. That helps keep the show going and growing. If you want to have more unapologetic liberal talk, we got, oh, fuck. Oh, no, I did. For a second there, I thought that I forgot to set the phones up. But I did. I did it. You see? You know why? I have to tell you, I have COVID. Remember I was sick the other day? Yeah, I got COVID. So I was sick on the last show before Christmas. And I was telling everybody I wasn't feeling well. I felt like I had a cold. And I was very tired. And if I could have, I would have called in. I would have called in sick to my own show. But then I think it was Christmas the next day or Christmas Eve, and I was still not feeling well, and I was like, let me take one of these COVID tests before I go to my aunt's house, she's 70 years old. So last thing I want to do is give her COVID if I have it. And I was surprised I had it. It came out positive. I did 3 tests in 2 days, and they were all positive, and I got Paxlovid. So all I did was sit home and sleep and watched nothing, because there's nothing on television, even though there's 5,000 channels. And everything I wanted to see is not it's not available until like the middle of the week. I wanted to see the rise. What is it? Vlad versus Mohammed. The Rise of Ottoman, something like that. It's coming on Netflix. That looks good, but it's not available. All right. Yeah, I know. I feel okay. And that's only because I got the booster. I got the shot and I got the booster. And I'm very glad that I did. I got it before Thanksgiving, in preparation for Thanksgiving, and I'm glad because I would have been very sick. And I mean, I'm not dying. I'm definitely still isolating and I'm still positive, but yeah, I could breathe. It just felt like a very bad cold. So I suggest you all get the booster because, I know I got this when I went to the vet, because when I went to the vet on Wednesday, no one was wearing a mask and it was very crowded at the vet, because there were 2 emergencies, and which is terrible to see, of course. And yeah, and no one was, even the doctor wasn't wearing a mask. I was wearing one haphazardly. It was like hanging off my nose and stuff. So that's the way it is. They're just taking it, whatever. I could have done without getting COVID. I didn't want COVID. I'm sorry. I didn't want it. I don't want long COVID if I get that. I don't want to know down the road if this comes back and bites me in the ass somehow. I just didn't want it. And I didn't want to spend my Christmas in bed. Alone, I should say. Watching nothing on television and sleeping. It sucked. And it's my birthday. So if it doesn't have to suck even more having the birthday on the 27th, then I had COVID on top of it. And have it. So Christmas sucked. It usually does. So that's why I figured, let me do the show tonight so I can see you guys. And you guys always make me feel like pressing on another day. I'm not even, I wish I was kidding. So, and I invited, thank goodness, Mike and Robyn said yes to my invitation. And I feel bad because Robyn has been doing radio all day. Okay, so Mike is off today. Robyn and I filled in earlier. We recorded the show earlier, so we recorded the Mike Malloy show earlier, so we can do this now. So this show will be competing with the Mike Malloy show, but you all have podcasts, so I hope so at least. And yeah, I don't know. Why am I rambling? I do have, I'm a little bit COVID brain. Maybe that's my thing. Uh-oh, and here comes you-know-who to say hello. So, okay, yeah, well, if you can, it's my birthday, so become a patron at patreon.com/Tara Devlin. Okay, you could do that for once. Do something for me for once in your lives. No, you do a lot for me. I'm only kidding. And you keep me going. And but yeah, we do need the practical realities of the show, like for example the phone system. That's you got to pay for that stuff. So anyway, I would hope maybe one day we can have a daily show at a set time. That might happen one day, if I don't know. Wait, this camera's not hooked up. This is weird. My cat cam is not showing anything. What the heck? Yeah, it's not working. Anyway, I had a lot of technical problems before, I have to tell you. I hope this isn't foreboding. That's very strange. The cat cam is not connected. Oh well. All right. Let's see. Please, if you can, like I said, patreon.com/Tara Devlin. Also, APS Radio News. That's a new sponsor and affiliate of Tarabuster. And that would help if you support our sponsors and support the supporters. We stick together, we win. Yeah, hit the like button. Thank you, Richard W. All that. This is really messed up. Wait, hold on. Let me take a peek back here as I knock everything out, I'm sure. Give me a minute. This is, just the way we roll. Hold on. Tara, I gotta have to move you here. I gotta move you. All right, relax. It's my birthday. Stop yelling at me. What in the wide world of sports is going on here? That's very bizarre. Everything is fucking like... Why does everything bug out? That sucks. Okay, I got it back. I fixed it. You know how I just unplugged it and plugged it back in? Uh-oh. And he's coming back. Anyway, all right. Listen. This is not the show. It's embarrassing if it was. Oh, well, maybe it is. All right. It's my birthday, so we're gonna have a wide latitude on me and my just my foibles. But I will, if you could do one thing, besides becoming a patron, you can also give the show a good review on iTunes and like and share and share it with your friends. Keep the show going and growing. If you like the show, I know some people do like this show. I hear from you. It's more like a community, frankly. It's like I'm up here talking and we're all hanging out and we're getting through this together. The last days of the American Republic. Hopefully not. Hopefully it's not the last days. But it's certainly something that we do need to get together and build a community around just to get through this crap. And Mike and Robyn should be calling in soon. I hope they will, because I sent them the call-in numbers earlier. I didn't hear back from Mike, so I'm sure he'll call in. Mike that's the way he is. But, like, for example, when Robyn and I mean, he's very reliable. When Robyn and I were talking earlier today, we were taping the Mike Malloy show, and, talking about this... What's his name? George Santos character. There's and more is coming out, but he is the shining example, living proof that Republicans have zero integrity. They have nothing to offer. There's no low too low. And I was stunned as we were recording the show today. I guess this clip resurfaced. Let me play it. It's Kevin McCarthy. Because for those of you who don't know, George Santos is a congressman-elect. New York. He won one of these New York seats that were pivotal in giving the Republicans the House. And he lied. He's just a filthy liar. He fabricated his history. I mean, and we talk about this all the time. They're all frauds. They are all a bunch of frauds, from Marjorie to perjury trader Greene's business acumen, from the con man's business acumen. Am I saying that correctly? To this guy who he fabricated his entire resume and his personal history, but there will be no consequences for him. In fact, Kevin McCarthy is silent because they need every vote. See, Kevin McCarthy, all he cares about is raw power. And he needs this filthy, illegitimate fraudster's vote. And it's really, it's a disgrace, frankly. But one of the lies that George Santos told out of his lie hole was that he is Jewish. So, and the thing is, so it's not even that George Santos is a liar and he tricked everybody. The Republican leadership knew he was lying. You understand? That's how much respect they have for the people they pretend to represent. They and it was an inside joke with them. they laughed about it, that he was, what a rapscallion he is. But here's Kevin McCarthy. So like I was saying, yes, on the chat, he's Jewish. That's his excuse now, is that he's Jew. He found out that he has some Jewish ancestry, so he's Jewish, ISH. He's disgusting, but whatever. But they'll take it. Republicans will take it, because here's Republican Kevin McCarthy, otherwise known as Tracy Flick. He's boasting about the Jewish members of the Republican caucus. Here we go. Where is it? Damn it. See, I thought I was doing that very smoothly. Here we go.
But I really want to talk about who's the makeup of this new majority. You heard from some of all already. With Max Miller in Ohio, George Santos in New York, and you had David Kustoff from Tennessee get reelected. He introduced them. Do you realize we have the largest Republican Jewish caucus in more than 24 years?
What a joke.
Not bad, huh?
Not bad. Is that real emotion coming from him? I always feel so dirty somehow. He's like a bad actor. They've pantomiming human. Not bad. And you know what's even worse, though? This is what gets, and I know as we're discussing it, it's like I feel better in general that I'm not alone in this world. We have each other, but I got to remember that there's a lot of them too. And shame on them. Shame on the Republican Party. And I'm sure this is the clip that's making the rounds. George Santos making excuses for himself.
I didn't outright lie. So I worked as a customer service agent for 6-7 months of my life or so, 8 maybe.
10, 11?
At some point in 2011, 2012. I'm still qualified. I still understand what I'm doing. That nobody can take away from me. So for
this
everybody who's ever interacted with me,
something's wrong with him. You realize that? He's got some level of mental illness, clearly.
If I tell you I'm going to do something, I do it. I've never, ever
and who is this
not done
woman
something I said I'd set out
with
to
this
do. Did I embellish
plastic
my resume?
smile?
Yes, I did. And I'm
did I? Wait. I'm sorry. I hit the wrong button.
Yes, I did. And I'm sorry.
What did he say? Yes, I did. Okay.
Not done something I said I'd set out to do. Did I embellish my resume? Yes, I did. And I'm sorry. And it shouldn't be done.
You're only sorry because you got caught. But he sounds like he's running for student council. You're talking about the United States House of Representatives. And think of the clown show that they've shoved into that one, the halls of power. It's honestly, it's insulting. And it's embarrassing it really is embarrassing to be an American. But it's more embarrassing when I think, and I remind myself that people voted for him. They chose him. They deliberately chose it. They put their check next to this dude. And there's clearly something wrong with him.
There's words can't express 100% how I feel. But
he's
I'm
the
still
victim.
same guy. I'm not a fraud. I'm not a cartoon character. I'm not some mythical creature that was invented. I'm no Russian puppet.
Meaning he's all those things. I'm not, it reminded me, I'm not a fraud. I'm not some mythical creature that was invented. No, you're an average, run-of-the-mill, tediously disgusting and dishonorable Republican. You're as basic as they come. But it reminded me of this.
I'm not a witch. I'm nothing you've heard. I'm you. None of us are perfect,
Yes.
but none of us can be happy with what we see all around us. Politicians who think spending, trading favors, and backroom deals are the ways to stay in office. I'll go to Washington and do what you'd do.
That's Christine O'Donnell.
I'm Christine O'Donnell, and I approve this message. I'm you.
I'm you. I'm not a witch, and that's what he's trying to say. Don't we all lie? Don't we all just fabricate pathological lies out of our mouths constantly in the pursuit of power? Don't we all do that? Aren't we all chameleon shapeshifters who can't be trusted? I'm you. This is his excuse. It's the same old I'm not a witch excuse. Where is it?
But I really want to talk
wrong
about
one. What am I doing here?
who's the makeup of this new...
No, wrong one. Come on. I'm hitting the wrong. I have like 2 screens open. That's why it's getting confusing. Where is it? Oh, here we go.
I didn't outright lie. Be done.
You did.
And there's words can't express 100% how I feel. But
because you're
you're
the victim.
I'm not a fraud. I'm not a cartoon character. I'm not some mythical creature that was invented. I'm no Russian puppet. I mean,
meaning he's a Russian puppet. Who is saying he's a mythical creature that was invented? I'm not a fraud. Yes, you are. You're a fraud. And, Republicans they always say how we need to run government like business, right? Isn't that their big thing? Make government, got to get a businessman in there, and always a man, usually 90% of the time. And, you need somebody who is good at business. Well, if you got a job in corporate America and they found out that you fabricated your resume, you'd be fired. You would be out. That would be it. I worked at Food Network years ago, and they went through a process of hiring a new creative director, I remember. And they hired him. They offered him the job. He quit his other job. And the day before he was going to start, for I guess the background check or something, came back and said that he hadn't finished his degree, though on his resume he said that he had obtained a degree, but in reality he was just a few credits shy of getting his degree, and they fired him. They rescinded the offer. He was SOL. Because it's about character. If he had put on his resume that he was a few credits shy of receiving his degree, I'm sure they would have continued with the process, the interview process, and maybe given him the job. I mean, he got that far. But it was a matter of character. When you lie, what does that say about you? And he's lying about things that not only could be easily checked, but you don't need to lie. Why would you say you're Jewish? This is the way Republicans are. What we talk about it all the time. It's a performance art for them. It's like Trump, wanting to win the Nobel Peace Prize, or Trump talking about his degree from Wharton, right? Wharton Business School, which he never took a test. He paid people to take the tests for him. He never wrote a paper, but he wanted the degree so he can say, I went to Wharton Business School. You see, they want to have, it's just like with civilization, just like with a country. They want all the benefits of civilized society, but they want none of the responsibilities we have to each other. So there you go. He's another case in point. But what will happen to him? Because and this is not even. I'm sure it's not. I'm sure it's pure coincidence. But right before all of this, I think it was it before? No, it was just as the New York Times reported about his lies. The article came out about all of his lies. Simultaneously, he was tweeting his support for Kevin McCarthy. Now, if that's not a calculated move, I don't know what is. Because he knows what he's dealing with. He knows that Kevin McCarthy is a cynical, self-seeking, self-dealing Tracy Flick. And it doesn't matter what he is. They just want a Republican in that seat. You know, and I saw a local news report where they were interviewing people. Of course, they got to do the both sides thing, and they were saying, "Well, what do you think? Should he be sworn in?" And then, of course, they had someone. Of course not. You know, he's a liar. He needs to resign or whatever the hell you do when you're the congressperson elect. And then they had some other lady saying, "Oh, well, let's just see what he does. You know, give him a chance." Because that's the way it is with Republicans. It's okay if you're a Republican. It doesn't matter what they do. It doesn't matter. They don't have any ethics. They have no morals. They have no decency. They have no honor. And he just wants to move on. You know, so what? I lied. I fabricated my entire backstory. So what? I'm you. I'm not a witch. I'm you.
For crying out loud, Putin could really go pound sand right now and
it's incredible.
Be dug under it. I don't care. Like I said.
Oh, those are tough words.
All these horrific things that are being said about me. Now, the one thing I will say is I'm sorry for having had a life, for having had a complicated life. Oh, maybe I married. Yeah, I did marry young, and I married a young woman at the time, and
it's incredible.
Pretty much were in love, and then we weren't, because guess what? I decided after a long time, like many who don't, to come out and say, I'm gay, and I'm not going to lead you along, and this is toxic, and this relationship isn't going to work, and I set myself free, and I set her free. But I challenge all 434 members of Congress, aside myself, in the House, to go through the same litany test I just went through last week. Open yourselves up to the media. Let them dig deep and pull in your deepest secrets. If we did that, we wouldn't have a single congressman in the House. I doubt that. And I bet you we wouldn't have a single senator in the Senate.
Well, because Republicans, everything...
Happy Hanukkah or Merry Christmas.
Everything is a confession or a projection. He just assumes that everyone is as unethical as he is. All right, who's on the phone? Hello? Who's this?
Hey, Tara. Happy birthday.
Oh, hi, Robyn.
Robyn.
Nice to see you. Thank you for calling in. I know that it didn't come up. Your name didn't come up in the queue. That's why it just says guest. So I didn't know who it was. It was you or Mike. Mike didn't call in and he didn't text me back. So I hope he's going to call in. I hope everything's okay, you know. I hope he's...
well, I can, I can tell you that the interview...
Here, I see him. Hold on. Are you okay? Where are you? You sound a little muffled.
Oh, I'm fine.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to get Mike on the... Okay, I'm going to get Mike on the phone. Hold on. Mike? Hello? Hello, Mike? Uh-oh, I think you're muted, Mike. Somebody's on the phone. Are you there, Robyn? No, I can't hear this. Unmute. Oh, hello? Wait, hello?
Hello, yes.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to... I don't know. It's very rare. Hello? Who's this?
Yeah, this is Mike.
No, I know. Okay, great. I was hoping it was you. Because I'm trying to... I didn't know what to do with the phone. I'm just trying to figure out the phones. I don't usually have two people on at the same time. So I was hitting the wrong button.
You're trying to figure out the phones. What the hell is this?
What happened?
I have no idea. I'm just trying to punch in the right numbers.
I know.
6-digit
It's
this
annoying.
And a 12-digit that.
Right. It's first
do a
you have to put.
And what religion are you? And
then the troll
Jesus
comes out
Christ.
and ask you a riddle and.
Well, happy 35th birthday.
Oh, thank you. Wait, is Robyn on the phone? Robyn, can you hear?
Yes, I'm right here.
Oh, okay, good. I'm just making sure I did everything right. That's all. So.
Hi, Robyn.
Hey, Mike. How are you?
Well, I was okay until I tried to call Tara's show, and then all hell broke loose. I feel like I'm having a nervous breakdown.
Because you had to punch how many? There was only, there's the phone number, and then there's the 4-digit code, and then there's the 5-digit guest code.
No, 6. No, all together.
6.
Now listen to me. All together, there are 10, 14, there are 20 numbers you have to punch in.
Really?
20.
All together? Really?
And it relays through LA.
Really? Okay. I don't know.
Yes, really. Well, happy birthday.
Well, that's all I asked.
Through Minsk.
Say again?
I said mine relayed through Minsk.
Right.
Minsk.
I'm kidding.
Does it say that, though? Does it say you're being relayed through? I don't know. I never called into the show, so I just hit the...
All right, now listen up.
Mm-hmm.
Listen up. Because all three of us like to talk. We're going to be over-talking unless we take turns and say over when we're finished.
Yes.
But, see, you didn't do it. You didn't do it again. Now, just wait a minute. Happy birthday, Tara. Over.
Thank you, Mike. Over.
Yes, happy birthday, Tara. Over.
Yeah, Robyn.
See how nice that works?
Right. It's
See
true.
How nice that works? Over.
It's difficult
Right.
to get people on because there is the delay and all that. So yeah, but I appreciate you just putting up with it for a minute on my pathetic birthday show.
So what's? Let me ask you. So what's going on? 2 places. First in the city, and second out in the country where Robyn is. What the hell is going on with you two? You having snowstorms or what?
Me first? No, it's just very cold. But I have COVID. That's the other thing I was telling everybody because I was feeling sick on Wednesday, and then I did a show that night, and I was saying I don't feel well, and then there you go. The next day, was it Wednesday or Thursday? I don't know. It doesn't matter. And I went to the vet. I got COVID at the vet. That's what happened. Yes, I went on Wednesday. I was feeling sick Thursday. I did the show Friday. I know. And and I took the test and I have COVID. It's the first time I've had it. So yeah, and I've been in the house.
What you have dog COVID? Cat COVID? What?
Well, I got it from who knows, but I went to the vet and no one was wearing a mask, and even the doctors. No, it's like everybody just acts like it's over. I had a mask, but it was like half off, and just I'm sure I got it there. Yeah, exactly.
Well, I'll tell you what. I do not go any place where there's more than 2 other people unless I have a KN95 mask on. Fuck it. I mean, I'm not going to get sick again. I had this back in July. And, believe it or not, I still have a cough.
Really?
The cough won't go away. I'm not positive, but the cough won't go away. Now, if I were like Robyn lives such a healthy lifestyle. She doesn't give a shit about anything. She just keeps marching forward.
Yeah.
Never gets sick, right, Robyn?
Yeah. I mean, just live it. The devil may care out here in the wilds of wild, wonderful West Virginia. And besides, I'm protected by the clean mountain air that's full of coal dust. I mean, my neighbors are burning coal. COVID's the least of my worries.
Right.
Hey, Robyn, did you do my show tonight?
Yeah, Tara and I did.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we have a lovely time together in your absence, and it's just a fun little dialogue, and we raised Cain and Ruckus, and we had a blast.
Yes, thank you.
I figure this with Robyn and Tara co-hosting, the Malloy program, if you take all three together, we probably had 30 or 40 listeners.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was counting on at least a dozen.
I was hoping. I know. It's so true.
Screw it. It's still fun, right?
Yeah.
It's still fun. We don't care.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We try. We try to make a difference. I mean, I know we have people in the chat room now. They're very excited, and they're
Is
happy.
this? Are you broadcasting now?
Yes. It's
Oh
on
my
live.
God! This is live.
Yeah, it's live.
Oh Jesus, God and Mary! I didn't know this was live. Oh well,
You-
let me start over again. Hi,
You could
Tara.
curse. You could do whatever the hell you want. You know, you could.
No, Robyn does that. I don't do that shit. Robyn does that. Not
Right.
me, man. Not
Right.
me.
It's been a while though.
I'm the one with the filthy mouth.
Right.
Yeah, I learned all I know about cussing. I learned from Robyn when she and I were on a boat together, way out in the middle of the goddamn ocean somewhere. Do you remember that trip?
Oh, I tell you what, that was a hell of a trip. And yeah,
Jesus, talk about seasick. We were in a typhoon.
Oh wow.
Tara. Yeah, just Robyn and me and two other crew members, and we were on a 30-foot boat. And the goddamn thing, I thought we were all going to drown. We were way out off Nantucket someplace. You remember that, Robyn?
oh, I remember. And the tiller broke.
Yes.
And,
Yes.
Was this the Liberal
Yeah, and
cruise?
and we had to take
No.
one of the No, we had to take one of the crew members and use them for the rudder. You know, just held them by the leg and steered the boat until we could by land.
Yeah, I remember that. And everybody in the boat was so goddamn stoned, nobody knew what was going on anyway, so it really didn't make any difference. But, you know, we made it back. We made it back to shore without trying to call the Coast Guard. We didn't have any way to call the Coast Guard except maybe send up flares. And somebody had said, oh, look, firecrackers, and shot them all off at the same time. So we were kind of screwed.
And we got back to shore with a terrible case of the munchies.
Oh,
I
my
never
God.
heard this. Is this real? Are you kidding me? Did this really happen? Am I?
Of course it happened. Do you think Robyn would lie to you? Do you think I would?
I don't know. Sometimes I get gullible when people tell me stories. I'm like, really? And you know, it's full of.
Look, one time you came and got me out of jail. That's not a story.
Well,
so,
that's
okay.
how we
well,
met.
The boat.
Yes.
The boat isn't a story either.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a real story.
I'll tell everybody how we met.
Yes.
It was at a meeting in D.C. for the Occupy movement.
Right.
And somebody told me, yeah, you want to meet this woman named Tara Devlin. She's a tall, good-looking chick.
That's nice.
And I thought, oh man, this is great. Okay. So I met you. We were all meeting at a bar, if you remember, a bar or restaurant. Remember they had an outdoor patio.
Mm-hmm.
So I got there, and I don't know how I got there, but I got there and I saw this tall, good-looking woman standing with combat boots and blue jeans on,
and that was me,
and a flak jacket. I thought, oh shit, is that her?
And it was.
And it turned out. It was.
Exactly.
It still is.
Yes, it's true. That's a true story.
You know, there is still to this day photography from that evening, although it has since been classified.
Right. Well, I mean, we didn't really know Robyn fully. You know, I mean, it's just what a long trip it's been, really, for Robyn especially.
Yeah,
that was. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say I was there in my Hemingway cosplay costume.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you
Yes.
were. Well, if I remember, there were some real heavy hitters from the peace and anti-war movement or whatever the hell it was. It's so hard to keep all the movements straight all these years. That people have been struggling for decency and human rights and civil rights in this country. But I just remember being impressed with all the names that were there that I had, I had been following through media for so many years, especially Robyn Kincaid. I just thought, oh my God, look at her. Of course, it was different back then, right, Robyn?
It was a little different. Like I said, I was in my Hemingway cosplay costume. You know, the big
and you smoked.
The big beard, the long hair.
I remember how much
Yeah,
you
Mark,
smoked, man. Oh, you smoked a lot. I remember. I used to be like, gotta stop that. You smoked.
All right. Well, listen up. I'm on a small island off the coast of South Carolina.
Really?
And I have no idea what happened today. I heard that the Supreme Court is upholding the Trump bastards,
Yes.
item 42 or whatever it was called. Is that right?
Yes. Title 42. They did. They put a stay on it. So yeah. I mean, they're not. What? Go ahead, Mike.
I mean, what a Christmas gift that
Right.
is to the people that are trying to escape the bullshit that they're escaping in Central and South America. It's just, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like, what's the point in continuing to struggle?
Right.
But then I think about Tara, and I think about Robyn, and I think just keep on keeping on as long as you can.
It's really true. It's really true. I mean, I think the same way too, Mike, because I'm like, does it even matter? But it does matter. It does. And
it does. Yeah.
Especially for your daughter, you have to keep. I mean, I think there are certain personality types. I always say, I wish I could just tune out, but I have never tuned out, and I'm sure you haven't either. So it's just not in our makeup to do that. And we're the ones who, like when you got arrested in D.C. and, putting your ass on the line and speaking out. And things do change. It may, and slowly they do change. Because 10 years ago, when you think about it, we still had don't ask, don't tell. I mean, all these things, gay marriage and all that. I mean, now of course, there's always a backlash, but it does change, little by little if we keep speaking out. But yeah, I mean, it's not to say that the cards aren't stacked against us. That's for sure, because I mean, this is what the Nazis did with the courts too. They shoved unqualified loyalists onto the court. It was part of the whole takeover, and the Supreme Court that has to be dealt with. It really does, or we're in big trouble. More than we already are, right?
I always saw the Supreme Court, rightly or wrongly, but I always saw it as the last stand for democracy, and it's just not there anymore. I don't know what to do, short of I better not say, but
legally and peacefully. Maybe, I always add.
Right? Yeah, legally and peacefully. Yeah. I don't know about.
It's just as one of the things that popped into my mind. The next time Greg Asbot sends a busload of desperate people on the verge of freezing to death to Washington, D.C., somebody needs to be waiting for the bus to arrive and go, no, you've got the wrong address, and give them Brett Kavanaugh's address.
Right. That's a good idea.
Give them the handmaid's address, and give them Pappy Thomas's address.
Right.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
That's true.
Send them over to there, because they're all really good Christians.
Right, exactly. That's what the Democrats should say, don't you think?
They'll know what to do. They're Christians.
Yeah, they should say, well, we sent them to you because you're good Christians. Exactly. Right? When I was a stranger, you welcomed me, right? Isn't that right out of your Bible? So, yeah.
Yeah, I always try to mention to people that, and any listeners tonight who listen to my podcast will have heard this a million times, but it's not the Jews doing this, it's not the Muslims doing this, it's not the Hindus doing it. These are Christians, and I was brought up in that faith. Of course, I eventually came to realize it was total bullshit, but I was brought up in it, and what I was taught was what the Christian Messiah said about, as you do this to the least, these are the least of my brothers, you do it to me. And I just wonder, I can't help but wonder, these holier-than-thou, self-professed Christians, what the hell book have they been reading where it concerns what their Messiah said? He only, what did he have, Robyn? 3 sermons was all he had, wasn't it? And that was one of them.
Sermon on the Mount was a biggie. I think that one went platinum.
Yeah.
You would think, but not by the way they behave. They certainly they always have to tell us. This is what we were talking about this earlier. They have to tell us all the time how Christian they are and how much they love Jesus, but they never show us. I'd rather isn't that the first rule of writing? Don't tell. What is it? Or show, don't tell. It's show me. If you are if you're a big Christian, it should be in your actions. It should be written all over your deeds. You wouldn't have to open your mouth. You would know, right? I really do wish they were Christian, frankly, but they're not.
I just hope that we can get past this part. I've been talking to people lately who know what a cynic I've become, and the comments seem to be, look, we're on the cusp, even though it doesn't seem that way. We are possibly on the cusp. And one of the examples that they gave, the cusp of a breakthrough, through a lot of things. One of the examples they gave was the fusion experiment that went so well a couple of weeks ago, where more energy was produced than energy that was used to produce the fusion reaction. And that has implications that are just astonishing. If that can be developed to the point where it needs to be developed, that will answer every single energy problem. And if we don't have energy problems, we don't have coal and oil and natural gas and all this other bullshit and nuclear fission problems, and all of a sudden people will no longer have to be struggling just to find something to eat or a place to stay. It'll all be available. So that's what I've been told. Don't dwell too much in your bullshit, Malloy. Things may be on the cusp of getting better. What do you think, Robyn?
I think it's possible, Mike, but I always worry about the pernicious influence of capitalism on anything good.
Right.
We may be days away from being able to, print 3D print entire human organs for transplant that won't be rejected. And that's going to be great for Jamie Dimon.
Yeah.
When he needs a new liver.
That's true.
Yeah, I hear you.
Right. Because somebody's going to have to get paid, right? I mean, someone will be getting paid.
And I've got a slightly different perspective over the last couple of years, because I try not to dwell on it too much, but there's just way too many people in this country who would like to put me in a camp.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, sure.
It's a little distressing watching entire state governments, pass laws specifically against my own existence.
Right.
And I used to like camp.
Yeah, this is not that camp, Mike.
I'm
going to be over. Yeah, this is the one where I'm going to be over under the Southwest Guard Tower selling loose cigarettes.
Oh no! I don't like that kind of camp either. I thought you meant where you went boating and sailing and hiking. You don't mean that camp.
Now this is more like I don't want to get on the train.
Right.
No, I hear that. I hear that loud and clear. I'm just bullshit with you, Robyn. You know damn good.
Oh, I know. I do know. No, the scientific advances and everything are absolutely wonderful. We just have to survive to see them. I mean, I studied at the foot of a master cynic, Mike. And it's like, hey, look, the fusion reactor's up and running. Oh no, somebody just set off a chain reaction in Russia. Worrisome.
It is. It is worrisome. All right, listen, I have to go find some potable water here.
All right. So what you're at you're just taking the week off for the holiday?
Yeah. I decided to take 4 days off just for a break. I usually don't take a whole week during the year, and because hell, I'm on 5 nights a week,
right?
But I don't take a whole bunch of time off. I can't. I just hate to. I'm sure both of you feel the same way. You take a night off. You think, "Oh shit, what happened?
That's true. Yeah.
But I just decided to come down to the Low Country and visit some relatives, and then step off the eastern part of the United States and see what's out here in the darkness. And it's kind of scary, frankly, but you know.
Right.
It is. But
as long as
you're in the land of shrimp and grits and all kinds of yummy things. So enjoy it while you're there. I know exactly what you mean by saying you can't stand to take time away, because every time I'm gone for a couple of days, it's like I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. Okay, where's the mass shooting going to take place?
Yeah,
where's the coup going to be?
The coup,
right?
Right?
That's right.
Just be careful.
And you wind up being a little bit snake bit about it, but yeah.
Yeah.
But sometimes you have to
All
disconnect.
Right, well, listen, guys.
Yeah. Thank you for calling in.
Oh no, my pleasure, and happy birthday. I don't know how the hell old you are, but are you going to tell us how old you are?
Should I? Should I? I don't know. What do you think, Robyn?
Nah, keep it a secret.
I'll tell it to. I'll tell you.
No.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you off the air. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not a big. I don't know. I never really cared, but now I feel like I don't know. Maybe it's something.
Tara,
I don't know. Who cares?
Tara,
I'm old.
I've got clothes in my closet older than you. So take a break, all right?
And you still look good in them, so good. Congratulations.
Yeah. All right, guys.
Thank you, Mike.
Take care.
All right, I'll talk to you later.
Okay?
Have a great one.
See you later, Robyn.
Mike, we'll keep the show going. Don't you worry.
Thank you.
You won't break it.
Thank you, Tara. Okay,
all right, Mike.
Bye-bye.
See you later.
Bye.
All right.
Bye, Mike.
The great Mike Malloy calling in.
The godfather of progressive talk.
Yes, exactly. And I don't know. He's amazing. So he's one of my heroes, and I don't know. I feel honored to have him on the show, and also to even be guest hosting with Robyn. Thank you, Robyn, for inviting me on Mike's show.
Every time I talk to Mike, I have a little flashback, because suddenly I'm not 60 going on 16 like I am now.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's one of the wonderful things about my transition is I feel, when I was in my 50s before I transitioned, I felt like
right.
Methuselah.
Right.
I started my transition. I got free. I feel, honest to God, I'm not kidding. I feel 40 years younger. But every time I talk to Mike, I flash back to, young me, on my way home from CNN, driving through Midtown Atlanta, out to my little apartment across the Chattahoochee River, and my phone. Geez, no, wasn't a phone back then. My radio in my truck just stayed permanently tuned to WSB Atlanta, where Mike worked, because I would get in the truck, fire it up, turn it on, and Mike would be, Mike would be there. I would get off at like 10 o'clock, and Mike would be there, and the fire and the fury and the righteous indignation, and it's never changed. That's the thing. I was thinking earlier, Tara, if we'd gotten to it, I could have asked Mike. He tells a story about one time when he was just sitting around chatting with Sean Hannity.
Oh, yes. You could tell it.
And Hannity looks at him. And Hannity, if I recall correctly, Hannity looks at him and goes, "You don't believe all that stuff you talk about, do you?" And Mike said, "Damn right I do." Right. "Don't you?" And he said, "Oh, hell no. I just do this for the money." Yeah,
he said you're still doing that liberal.
Yeah, you still doing that liberal thing? Yeah. But Hannity freely admitted that, he only does it for the money.
Right. And he also, I remember Mike calling him the stupidest person in media, too. Like, he just doesn't have an original thought in his head. He reads whatever comes off the facts. And in fact, he would just listen to Rush Limbaugh's show and just do everything he did. He'd just repeat it.
Yeah, and just do Limbaugh's show a little later in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And, I've referred to him for almost 20 years as nothing more than a life support system for a haircut.
It's true. And a bad haircut, too. He's like a generic
And
man.
but-
He's nothing interesting. There's nothing engaging. That's why when I see people like him,
And now he's on the record in his own deposition in the
Right.
Dominion lawsuit, saying, of course the election wasn't stolen. I never believed that
Right.
from jump. That's just a bunch of baloney.
so did Tucker Carlson.
But he was on there. But he was on air hustling it.
Yep, and stirring up the mob, and isn't that? I mean, you're a lawyer, so you understand these. Isn't
No,
that?
not really. But I did. I had law school in a Holiday Inn Express. Yeah.
Well, you have a degree, don't you? Have a degree in law or something?
Yeah,
Something.
I do.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, no, that's an accomplishment. So, but isn't it that they have to prove that Fox News. So in the Dominion lawsuit, part of the damages they have to prove that that they said these lies in malice, that they were doing it deliberately.
Actual malice.
Right. And that
And the funny
proves
thing
it.
is, these depositions are going a long way toward proving that.
Yes, because if you know that it's a lie and you repeat it, then isn't that showing malice towards this company? I would think so.
Well, it becomes a jury question. And of course, they're in the discovery phase right now, and they're talking to everybody and anybody. And there's another voting system that's suing too. And frankly, I would not like to be counsel for Fox right now because it's not a good time.
What's their defense? What would their defense be? What could they even say? Like they didn't know that they thought it was real. See, that's the only thing they could say, right? Well, we thought it was true,
no.
Right?
They could always do what they did in Canada several years ago.
Say that they're
and
not
plead,
news.
Oh no,
Right.
we're not a news
Right.
a news outlet.
We have the right to lie.
We're strictly entertainment.
Right.
We're an entertainment outlet.
That's
we don't have to tell
probably
the truth to
right.
anybody.
Yeah.
Which is, I refer to that as the Limbaugh defense because
Right.
every time that he would, like when he called Sandra Fluck a slut, his immediate defense was, my friends, I'm just an entertainer. I just did that for laughs. None of this
Piece
is
of
real.
dirt. Oh, what a dirtbag. They all suck, don't they? I mean, every now and that's the other thing. What Mike was talking about, these breakthroughs in science and whatnot. One of the things I think of is that I think we're hitting bottom. It's like being in recovery because everybody knows.
Oh, don't say that. Don't say that.
Or maybe not. I mean, we always go through.
No, don't say no. Tara, honey, there is no bottom.
Right.
There's no bottom.
You hit bottom, and then the trap door opens, and you go down to Dante's 50th circle of hell, and that's what Trump is.
Yeah,
I thought we hit bottom with Bush, with George W. Bush. I'm like, how these con men they're peddling are getting stupider and stupider, and
I'm
then
so old.
Sarah
I remember
Palin.
when Dan Quayle was the bottom.
Right, that's true. Yeah, there's no low. They keep getting lower. And what's lower? I guess who would come after Trump? Well, I guess you know what? It's like it would be DeSantis, somebody like him, who is a more polished fascist, like Augustus, like Caesar, like Julius Caesar to Augustus, and there goes the end of the Republic.
Better educated, polished, adept. Knows what he wants to accomplish, is not in it for his ego, he's in it for the cruelty.
Yeah. Well, I mean, ego, I think, too. They all have a sociopathy, and they all suffer. And that's why they have to proclaim themselves to be such good Christians, too, because they don't really understand what it means to be humane and decent and to have empathy for other people. Because if you had a shred of empathy for any other human being, you would not do that to them. You wouldn't put them on a bus and send them to someone's house and without shoes.
As a practical joke.
Right, like and make a mockery of their entire existence, of their trauma, to add trauma upon trauma. because all they're asking for is a day in court. They're asking for this, and that's the other thing I hate these Republicans for, because these people they're asking for just a semblance, a small bit of the freedom that people like Greg Abbott take for granted. You see, he was born here in the United States. So what does he know about fleeing a failed state that we helped create? It was just an accident of birth that he's here. You know, he could have, another spin of the wheel, he could have been one of these migrants somewhere in some other alternate universe. But, you know, to travel across deserts or wherever, you know, to all of the challenges that they had to go through to get here, and then they are met with this cruel bastard, you know, making a joke for politics, you know. And these are the same people that are always like, "Oh, you're being political." Whenever
because there are because there are tens of millions of Texans who get off on the cruelty.
Yeah, they like it. That's
the
thing.
On it. They
You're
enjoy
right.
It. They like
You're right.
it.
You're right. That's it. And that's what's most disgusting. But I think
the universe. If you think about it, the universe tried to save the world from Greg Abbott. Because the universe dropped a tree on him, and that's how he wound up.
Oh, really?
How he did.
When I didn't know that.
And you know. Yeah, and the goddess was sitting there going, "Missed him by that much."
Damn. When did that happen? Was he young when that happened?
Oh, it was decades ago. I mean, he was still privileged. He was still up and coming, and he was still filled with hate.
Well, he's no FDR. You know, it's like it didn't make him a better. Right. You have to have that in you to begin with.
It didn't make him a better person. Just like getting shot to pieces didn't make Steve Scalise a better person.
Exactly.
But speaking of Steve Scalise, I was doing some reading between shows and things earlier, and you know there's this hardcore cancerous knot of delightful dead enders in the Republican Party who say that it will be a frozen cold day in hell before they vote for Kevin McCarthy.
Yes. Yes. I hope he doesn't get it. That'd be fun. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know, but I've been wondering, well, who the hell would they support? They what? They know they can't make marginal trailer queen speaker, but there it is. They might actually promote Steve Scalise to put the shiv between Kevin McCarthy's ribs.
Yes, and that's what they keep saying. I mean, they're so typical. They're so predictable. You know, oh, Steve Scalise, like he's some kind of. I mean, he's just a basic bitch too. They have nothing to offer. This is just nothing. He's like a nobody. Who is he?
Dude went and gave a speech to the Klan, for God's sake.
Right. That's their moderate alternative. Right. What were you saying? I'm sorry. Are you there?
No, I said no. I'm right here. That's just. Yeah. Oh well, he gave a speech to the Klan, but
boy,
he says he didn't. He says he didn't know it was the Klan at the time.
Right. He didn't inhale. Right. Exactly.
Yeah. He thought they were just doing laundry that day.
Yeah, he didn't. It's like perjury Trader Green with the speaking at the Nick Fuentes event. You know, I mean, she went to an event that he coordinated. She knew nothing about it. I mean, these are the people that then they say, I didn't know or whatever. You know, it's like, but you're supposed to be in the House of Representatives. You have a staff. You're supposed to do due diligence, right? Like, isn't this part of your thing? And no, we just hang out with Nazis by accident. I don't know. I've never hung out with a Nazi by accident. You know what I mean? Maybe I went to somebody's house and there was somebody it was never, a pal of mine. I don't know. It's just, I never went to an event with Nazis and said, and you know what she did at that event? She was like, oh, they're trying to cancel you and that's why I like you, because you won't be canceled. Yeah, they're trying to cancel you for being a Nazi? You see what I'm saying? These people have it would be a joke. It would merely be funny if they weren't so powerful. You know? They need to, I mean...
And if they didn't have such a godforsaken agenda.
Right. They need to be marginalized for the good of humanity. I mean, they really, and Mike used to say this all the time, and he still does, that they are a minority party. Republicans. They are not meant, conservatism in general, is not meant to be a majority ideology. Because if that were the case, if human beings were meant to be conservative, I mean, there's something to be said. There has to be somebody that says, okay, I mean, in the truest sense of the word, okay, let's slow down here for a minute and see what, let's take it slow, whatever the hell, But we're evolving. Human beings, that's what we do, If it was up to conservatives, we'd still be living in the friggin' primordial ooze, If when we crawled out of the ooze, I'm sure there was a conservative there saying, hey, wait, stop, right? As conservative as someone who stands athwart history yelling stop. Isn't that what's his name? One of these conservative... one of these famous old crackers said. That's what conservatism is.
But they're not wrong. The fact of the matter is, Republicans love to fetishize rugged individuals.
Oh,
and
please.
Pulling yourself up by your own bootstraps. And the lone wolf.
No,
well,
please.
Here's the thing. Human beings, being primates, do share some traits in common with, say, wolf packs.
Yes.
And what that commonality is, the group, the individuals only survive as long as the group survives.
Right.
The lone wolf, the wolf that is exiled from the pack, dies.
Yeah, it's not a good thing.
I have to tell you something. I'm out in my car right now. And I'm just looking off into my yard, and because it's cold, the kitty cats are inside. And there is the sweetest little possum.
Aww.
Who's out foraging in the compost heap.
Is it?
And she's just so dainty.
Aww.
And she's really kind of she's very cautious because she doesn't have much in the way of self-defense. And so right now she's getting a snack.
What is she eating?
And she seems to be very, very. I think she's eating. I mean, she's just eating some like peelings and stuff that we throw out and put on a compost heap. And she's just getting a little snack, and just as sweet as can. And she's a big one too.
Good.
I'm sorry.
I'm fine.
I can wax rhapsodic over possums.
See,
because I love possums.
Yeah, I love possums. I love raccoons. I love them all. I love animals. All. And if we weren't,
I'm particularly partial to possums because they're almost never rabid.
Oh,
honey, don't run away. They're almost never rabid. They eat they can eat tens of pounds of ticks and fleas.
So they're good.
And if you've got possums around, other things don't like to because even though they have no real self-defense, they look really mean.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I know. Yeah.
But she's so timid. She just ran off and ran back. I think she maybe heard my voice or heard me talking about her. And
so
very shy and very self-defense.
You know this possum? Is it the same one?
Oh yeah, she's our watch possum.
Does she have a name?
She hangs out.
Do you call her name?
No. I haven't asked her name yet. But no, she's just a watch possum.
Yeah, see, if we weren't living in the last days of the American Republic, this is the show we'd have. We'd talk about possums and animals. And,
my backyard possum.
Yeah. That's another thing you should do, actually, Robyn. I'm just saying, just an aside, I have a lot of things I have on my list that I need to do for the new year, including we're doing our show, right? We're doing a show?
Yeah, we're doing our show.
Okay.
Yeah, we're doing a show.
Yeah, we have to do this.
This is kind of a preview.
This is a preview, and it's going to happen. And we're going to do a weekly show, at least to start, and we'll do it on this channel. But what was I going to say? Oh yeah, you know what you should do? Set up a camera. If you know this possum, set up a camera and get footage of this possum, and then just upload it. And you'll get a lot of
possum cam.
Yes, I'm not kidding, because I see. I one of the things I want to do on this channel is put up some of the videos of the cats doing different things and whatnot, just as and maybe make a little section on the channel called cat distractions or something. Yeah, and people love it.
I just figured out why the watch possum ran away.
Why?
We also have a little skunk who comes and visits.
Oh, well, the skunk. You don't want
and she's adorable too. She's got that, she's got that little skunk waddle, and she's very shy and timid too. So we try not to screw around with her. But apparently the possum got on the wrong side of the skunk, because I can tell, I don't see the skunk, but I do smell her.
Oh, so you think the skunk sprayed the possum?
Yeah.
Oh, yikes! That hurts.
Or just to keep you. So when I go back inside the fabulous Kincaid mansion, I'm going to be making a lot of noise, or at least relatively a lot of noise, and be all lit up.
Right. So you don't surprise.
So that the skunk will understand. Yeah. And I've run across her before, and she's like, "Oh, hey, okay, pardon me, I'll go this way, you go that way."
Have you ever been?
Because they're really shy.
Yeah, I mean, they don't want to. They don't want to bother you as much as you don't want to bother them. That's for sure. They just.
Right.
But
you were going to say, have I ever been sprayed? No.
Yeah, I was wondering. Yeah.
No, but I knew a most excellent Labrador Retriever who was bolder than she was smart, and she was a long time getting that skunk smell off.
Yeah.
A long time.
That's what I've heard. There's really nothing you can do. And I mean, I know I saw some TV show where they put a dog in a bath of tomato soup. That was supposed to be the...
Yeah, tomato juice, but usually some sort of gentle detergent cleaner helps. There's a product out there called Odoban that really works well.
Well, hopefully you'll never need it.
I'm hoping not to run afoul of her.
Really? Exactly.
And it's just, I live on God's little acre, and the deer come through here, and we've seen bear sign, and
it's really cold though, right?
A bobcat around.
A bobcat, wow.
Right now it's not that bad. Oh yeah. And it was everything I could do to get my ex-wife, otherwise known as Ellie Mae, not to, here, kitty. No, honey. It's not that bad. It's 28 degrees right now, which is actually
that's not
quite
too
manageable.
bad. It's not too bad.
Yeah,
so
it's when it gets down to 4 or 5 below.
Yeah.
That's when it gets ugly.
So let me ask you a question, Robyn. Are you planning on running for office again?
At this point in time, yeah.
I was hoping.
I think so. I think I'm gonna run in 2024 for the same office that I ran for last time, and we can expand upon the lovely graphic scheme that you that you helped put together.
Definitely.
You did put together.
Thank you. I will definitely.
And, when I ran the last time, I was 3 months after surgery. I wasn't anywhere near healed up.
Right.
And I still managed to do. I thought I did reasonably well under the circumstances. And
I thought so.
Now I've got 2 years to work on it.
And I think the campaign should start like now.
Yeah.
What do you think? I mean, you have a campaign manager.
I think you're. No, I'm still putting all of that together. I've got to go down to Charleston and file my pre-candidacy papers and all of that stuff. And this is just a lousy time of year to have to do any of those things.
So, are you running as a Democrat or an independent?
Oh yeah. No, I'm a Democrat.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I think I probably will. Well, there's some problems in the Democratic Party of West Virginia.
Oh, right. I know what you're saying. There's some There's a lot of control freaks. I know you were telling me about a person in particular.
Yeah,
who's
they're all,
like,
there always are. But I mean, I'll put my progressive credentials up against anybody.
Yeah, but especially when somebody comes in new.
And win against and out progressive most of them.
Yeah, you definitely will.
That may not necessarily be a winner around here because of the makeup of the place, but I want to talk about issues that matter. I want to talk about being able to get from 1 month to the next without wondering what's going to be cut off.
Right.
Because I mean, I live a very ordinary life, and I don't have a stock portfolio and brand new car every 5 years and a wonderful house where everything is fixed. I mean, and everything works. I mean, part of the reason we had such a hard time getting through this last cold snap is we don't have a furnace. Okay, we heat with electric space heaters on a room by room basis.
No,
and
that's dangerous.
It makes the electric meter spin like a carnival pinwheel.
Holy moly, that's really dangerous, though, isn't it? Like, isn't it bad?
It's not the greatest, but we try not to overload any given circuit. We try to be cognizant of that. But I've also got a 6-month-old granddaughter in the house, and oh God, just to be the sight of her just destroys me. And so I can't have some like kerosene heater running because I don't want her breathing that garbage.
Yeah, right. Wow.
Or for that matter, propane. So and I don't know, maybe someday it'll be possible to put in a furnace, or I don't know. But it's a mystery. Right. But we're hillbillies, and we lead the hillbilly life. We try to figure out a way forward. So, and I would, I want to talk to other people, and hey, how is it for you?
Well, this is Stephanie on the chat is saying, why don't you run as an independent and then govern as a Democrat? What do you think about that?
Because I would have less chance of winning as an independent than I do as a Democrat.
Okay. I'm just wondering because it's West Virginia, so everybody just assumes that they hate Democrats.
And frankly, I'm kind of hard nosed about it. I'm not going to be run out of a party that I was a member of before a lot of people even knew what it was.
You're right. And I think it's being yourself. There's something that you got to be authentic, really. And so, I think that the reason I'm saying this is the perfect time to begin because I live in AOC's district, as you know, and she won this upset victory against this entrenched Democrat, Joseph Crowley, who was in the leadership of the Democratic Party, too, in the House. And she did it she knocked on every door in the district and talked to everybody. I mean, she didn't knock on my door. She had people, it wasn't just her, but they had somebody. And that was one of the things, that set her apart. That they literally went to every door in the district and talked to people. And, it was crazy that she won. I voted for her. But I was like, I didn't think, I didn't think at all that she was going to win. I'm sure, she didn't either, so. But anyway, I think it's one of the things you do great connecting.
What she proved is that retail politics works. It still works. It's a little more difficult here, simply because people are so spread out.
You're right. That's true. Yeah.
And so it makes going door to door a lot more difficult than just walking into an apartment building and riding the elevator.
Right.
And that's not to take anything away from
it's
in
true.
That regard.
You're right.
That's hard ass work too.
Right. Yeah. But it's also, I guess, I don't know. You got to be careful too. That's the other thing. Going around and you never know. I mean, I get scared for you sometimes, living in West Virginia. I think about it's got to be difficult. as a trans woman.
Well,
out
it
there.
is, and it is.
Yeah, it's concerning.
Lord knows,
But I mean,
somewhere else. I mean, my
Right.
life might be easier, but then again, we saw the Club Q massacre.
Right.
As horrifying as it is to say, and I don't want to jinx myself or anything, I'm probably safer here than I am most places because, the way things are now, you have to get the maximum bang for your massacre buck. And so, if you understand what I mean by
see.
that.
Yeah. So you're gonna go to a bigger place where more people, right?
Yeah, and there's no way I could ever afford to just go and live in a place like Washington or Oregon or California.
Right.
There are places a lot more friendly than this, but I don't happen to have a falling down house on an acre of ground in any of those places.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I would love to go. I would, heck, if I could get out to California, I could probably finish up the surgery stuff that I need done. Because they've got laws that protect trans people out there and make it possible for them to access.
Right.
Even if I could afford health insurance here, even so, I've looked into all of them, and every policy says that everything else I need to have done is deemed to be cosmetic, when it is in fact not.
Right. Exactly.
It's not a cosmetic thing. It's a personal safety and health and well-being thing, which any other surgery would. So it's one of those things that I just sit around and think about probably too much.
Right. Well, that's the insurance racket, of course. They will exclude anything. They never, when I was going to rehab, when I was back in the day, when I was younger, they didn't pay for rehabs either because it was considered, it was a moral failing. And not until the laws changed. It was too late for me, though. I was already clean by then.
In my case, even the insurance policies I've looked at, they say, well, what medications do you take? And I put estrogen.
Right.
And it says, not covered under this policy.
What? What the fuck? How can they not? That sounds like a basic one that would be covered, right? It just sounds like...
Nope. No, I've looked at there's only like 2 or 3 providers, and then there's, of course, different levels of policies, and I'm sure people don't even care about this, but it's to be trans in a state like West Virginia or God knows Alabama, or look at what Ron Monkey Up DeClantis is doing in Florida. He is trying to deliberately and actively force people who are on Medicaid in Florida, trans people, to detransition by stopping all their care.
Is that legal? How can he do that?
The problem is, did I say Medicare? I meant Medicaid. The problem is that Medicaid is a federal program that is administered by the several states.
Right.
So Medicaid in Florida is different from Medicaid in New York.
Right.
And so Florida can make it, and then they get sued, and you used to go, oh well, they'll get sued and it'll get straightened out.
Right.
But that's not the country we live in now.
No. It's
you got a bunch of wild-eyed jurisprudential thugs who are like, oh yeah, we hate you.
Yeah.
Screw you.
Yeah. That's it. Right.
And the thing is, once you're in the position of somebody like me, you've either got to have one of 2 hormones running through your body, either estrogen or testosterone, or else you start running into the all my bones are going to break. And so and let's see, last I checked, a 2-month supply of the 2 hormones I require is $300.
Wow.
For a 2-month supply.
Jesus.
And that's cheap. If I got the injectable stuff just over the counter in West Virginia, it's $150 a month.
Wow.
And again, I'm not some well-to-do right winger, and most of the trans people out there aren't.
Mm-hmm.
And so you make choices between, do I pay the power bill or do I get my medicine?
Right. Jesus.
Do I pay the water bill or do we buy groceries?
Right. It's horrible. It's just the constant stress and struggle of being a fucking American, and then in the country where you're being targeted, you're a member of a targeted minority group, and
right.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like thinking about it. I don't even like talking about it. But yeah, I'm a member of a group that is roundly, soundly, and thoroughly despised by an entire major political party in this country.
It's incredible because
that raises another issue, though, Tara, if I may, and it doesn't just apply to this situation, but to others as well. I know people who are just run-of-the-mill Republicans. They vote Republican because their mommy and daddy voted.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep.
But they're totally accepting if you talk to them about asylum seekers, things like that. Those poor people, they deserve a shot.
Right.
But you can't break through the cognitive dissonance that's involved there. You tell me you support LGBTQ rights, but you keep voting for people who hate me.
Yeah, I hear you.
You don't get to walk around saying you support LGBTQ rights.
Yep, I'm with you.
If your vote goes to people who despise my very existence upon this planet, you don't get to do that.
Yeah,
you don't get to hide behind, I'm a good person, because you're not.
Right. I'm socially.
Are showing.
I'm socially liberal, but I'm fiscal or whatever. I agree. I'm the same way.
Not as long as you're voting for Ron Monkey Up DeClantis, you're not.
Absolutely, and I take it personally.
You're just another right-wing voter.
Yep, it is personal. How could you say you're a friend and then vote for a party that is so anti-LGBTQ? Just how could you do it? And I'm a member of your family, and we have trans people in our family, and I don't know. I take it personally. I'm with you, Robyn. There is no difference. There's no distinction for me. Let's not talk politics. Well, everything is politics. I'm sorry. This shitty environment that we live in, it's all politics. So, what's
the old saying, Tara? You may not be interested in politics, but politics is damn sure interested in you.
That's right. It's true. And I went out to eat with a friend of mine recently, and I talk about him on the show sometimes because he's a friend of, he's gay, and he listens to right-wing radio, and it drives me up a wall. He doesn't have. I mean, he's a nice person. He's very talented. Every great, nice friend, good friend. But he's, he doesn't have a college degree, so he's not that, whatever. He's just doesn't have he's not as well read in a way, he's not as interested in the world, and he doesn't really know history and things like that, right? But he's like a perfect right-wing radio victim. He gets this education, quote unquote, from, I don't know who. Oh, Michael Savage. That's the fucking idiot he listens to. And
Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I'm like, how could you do it?
I didn't know anybody was listening to Michael Savage anymore. I thought he was on
I don't know.
jail.
Maybe he's not doing it anymore. But this was like, I'm still friends with him, but we rarely talk about it because
that's like being
nuts.
a student of Prager University.
Yeah, it's incredible. But we went out to eat recently, and he was saying, I don't care, because he had a fight with his aunt, his aunt is gay too, and they had an argument about Trump, and he said, so his aunt said something to him like, what do you know? You never read a book, you don't know anything about, something like that. but it's true. You know, I mean, they're not, I mean, whatever. Is this snobbish? When you go to college, they tell you, you read a lot, you have to learn about things you would never necessarily learn about, but you don't necessarily have to go to college. But then, if you have a certain level of a curiosity, that also will suffice. But he doesn't. You know what I mean? He doesn't read about the world. He doesn't read history. He doesn't read anything, current events. He knows a lot about, like, you know, bullshit, like singers and things like that, things that I don't give a shit about. So they had a big fight about, he said something, I guess he said something about Trump, and she was like, fuck off or whatever. This was his aunt. And then he dare not say anything about it to me, about that he likes Trump. But he said something about, he said, I hate them both. Republicans and Democrats, you could put them all, like, sink them to the bottom of the sea. I could give a shit. I'm never voting ever again. And it doesn't matter to me. They all suck, right? And then I was like, I'm going to have a conniption here, because it's not both sides. It's not both sides, you know? And this whole sink them to the bottom of the sea, I'm never voting again. I'm like, you're a fool. You're a fool. You sound, it's that Bertolt Brecht quote, you know, the worst illiterate is the political illiterate, who, I'm just paraphrasing, puffs their chest and says, I care nothing for politics. But it's that idiot that he doesn't know that that out of his ignorance is the prostitute, the abandoned child. I mean, I'm just paraphrasing. And he doesn't seem to get it. I'm like, everything is fucking politics. So, you know, to be so proud that I will never vote again, that's not a superior moral high ground you're on. You're just, you know, you've become exactly what really conservatives want you to be. Just whatever they do, and that's why they don't want people to vote. They want people to be tuned out and say they're both the same and nothing matters. But of course it matters. Look at least we stopped them in the midterms, you know? I mean, I know, and I'll probably get people saying, like, I'm naive and all this other shit. Democrats are useless, but I don't know. Yeah, Democrats are swimming in the filthy pool corroded by money. The problem is money in politics, but you know, there are some Democrats that don't take corporate money. That's the requirement for being in the Progressive Caucus. And so, how do we make change short of what? What's the solution? We just do nothing and let it continue to slip into fascism and say nothing? I don't know. And
no, that's the Susan Sarandon answer, back when Trump was not elected. He said, well, the lotus has to grow from the mud.
Well,
oh, please.
I know.
Please,
Nobody wants to hear that now. Right, exactly. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, we got too much mud and not enough lotus.
Right, that's it. That's it.
But no, I mean, it can be done. There's stuff worth working on. And, I don't like it when you mentioned the guy, and both sides. I hate them. Bruga.
Right.
Yeah. The fact of the matter is, no, they are not both sides equal.
No.
The Republican Party is 200 proof, batshit crazy.
Yeah.
All of them. Let them talk for 5 minutes, even the ones you think are kind of normal. Let them go for 5 minutes, and pretty soon. You'll know. Nope, that one's batshit crazy too.
Right.
Do we have some members of the Democratic Party who? I mean, I can name a couple, but I'm not gonna. But the fact of the matter is, we do.
Yes.
But they are not the majority.
Right.
I mean, I one of the little fantasy scenarios that's running through my head right now is that they have their vote on January 3rd for Speaker of the House. And every Democrat votes for Hakeem Jeffries. Every Democrat.
Mm-hmm.
And Kevin McCarthy comes up one vote short.
Mm-hmm.
Hakeem Jeffries is the Speaker of the House.
Yeah, that'd be great.
You know, he's kind of a corporate Democrat, but he's brought some progressive voices in around him. That would delight me beyond my ability to express it, Tara.
Right. It would. I agree.
I probably wouldn't be able to stop giggling for a little bit.
You think that's a possibility? You think that might actually happen?
It could happen. I mean, it could.
It could.
You
could.
Vote until you get them. You vote until somebody has a majority.
And then you can't go, I'm taking it back after you vote. I didn't mean it.
No, you vote. Your vote is your vote. Yeah. And that would be absolutely. Wouldn't it?
Oh,
wouldn't it? I mean,
it could happen.
January 3rd, I'm going to grab me a pint of Haagen-Dazs and pop some popcorn and sit back and.
Oh, that would be lovely.
Please, God, let them step on their own feet.
Yeah. Well, I just thinking about the next 2 years with Kevin McCarthy, Speaker McCarthy. I mean, he's so vile and he's such a lickspittle, a spineless, cowardly lickspittle. He's disgusting.
I refer to him as Kevin McCarthy, man of silly putty.
What is he? What is he except a self-serving ass lick? That's what he is.
He's just an ugly little wad of really not particularly well-focused ambition.
Right. It's so transparent. He is a grasping, underwhelming, pasty nothing. He's not. There's not an ounce of service in him. It's all self-seeking, self-dealing.
When I look at Kevin McCarthy, I always think about what Gertrude Stein said about, and no offense to Oakland. Gertrude Stein was from Oakland, California.
Mm.
And when they would ask her about where she came from, Gertrude Stein would say, well, why are you in Paris? What's wrong with Oakland? I mean, what a dumb question. But why are you in Paris? What's wrong with Oakland?
That's funny.
And she would answer, there's no there.
Right.
And that's what Kevin McCarthy is. There's no there.
Right. What is it? Well, he's a leader? He's not a leader in any way. He's a follower.
You could give him an enema and bury him in a matchbox. I mean, it just...
Right. Exactly. Because he's full of shit. I like that one. I never heard that one. That's good. No, but it's so true. There's not an ounce of leadership in him in any way, shape, or form. And he has, and now, say what you will about Nancy Pelosi, and we do. But, he's going to follow her. It's like, it's going to be a long time before we see as strong a Speaker of the House as she has been. Exactly, and she makes it look easy.
I cut her slack because in the vast majority of situations, she has done her damn job. She has shepherded important legislation through the House of Representatives and sent it to the Senate, where it has died in a pool of blood and dust on the desk of Mitch McConnell with Kirsten Sinema and Joe Manchin sitting there playing, sitting there drawing tic-tac-toe squares on it.
Fuckers.
I mean, there's a reason we are where we are.
Right.
And I preached it all during the midterm cycle. Bust your ass on the Senate. And we are, at least in theory, thanks, Kirsten.
I know. What a bitch. I hate her.
Don't get me started. Don't get me started. But if you're sick of Joe Manchin and Kirsten Sinema, you're not going to get rid of them. I mean, not in any way that's got any value. I answer questions constantly about, oh God, Joe Manchin, you fucking West Virginians.
Right.
God,
well,
can't you send us somebody better? And I'm the Manchin whisperer, okay? I will say straight up, you don't want what's going to come after Joe Manchin.
Right. Yeah.
There
it's
is
better
not
off.
going to be a viable progressive challenger to Joe Manchin.
Right. Right.
And if there is a progressive challenger to Joe Manchin, they'll lose the same way the last one did, 62 to 38. And so he will be the Democratic nominee, but he's probably in more jeopardy now than he's ever been.
From who, though?
And, primarily the guy who jumped out there first, a member of Congress named Alex Mooney. I call him Looney Mooney because it rhymes and it's true. But Joe, and maybe your listeners don't know, but there was a special election because we lost a congressional seat due to the 2020 census. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so the two Republicans had to face off against each other for one seat in a special primary. And it was David McKinley versus Alex Mooney. Well, Alex Mooney is a total piece of shit. He used to be the chair of the Maryland Republican Party, but then he walked across the street and decided he was a hillbilly because he couldn't get elected dog catcher in Maryland.
Mm-hmm.
Because even in that western part of Maryland, they were like, oh, no, you're an asshole. Well, he managed to get elected to Congress in West Virginia, so he has to run in a special primary against David McKinley, who was the darling of, I kid you not, he's a Republican and he was endorsed by Labor. Never mind, don't get me started.
Okay.
But Joe Manchin, so Joe Manchin uses all of his political clout and says, well, I think David McKinley would be the best man for the job, and he certainly has my endorsement, and he's one of those people that wants to find solutions.
Oh, fuck
and he
that.
preached that smarmy horseshit that he preaches all the time.
Yes.
And so they went to this primary with all of Joe Manchin's power and backing behind David McKinley, and Alex Mooney beat David McKinley like he owed him money.
Ah. Wow.
And so Alex McKinley has announced that he's going to run for the Republican nomination for Joe Manchin's Senate seat. And Joe may lose. And what I want people to understand is this: as easy as it is to hate Joe Manchin, you do like to have that number there that one more alleged Democrat, okay?
Exactly. Yes.
And Alex Mooney as a Republican in Joe Manchin's seat will make Joe Manchin look like Bernie.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay? It's that serious. But you don't solve the Manchin problem in Manchin's home state, and you don't solve. Well, you may be able to solve the cinema problem in Arizona. That scares me to death because I'm fully convinced that the Republican nominee for Senate will be Kari Lake, and independent will be Kirsten Sinema, and Ruben Gallego will run as a Democrat. Just say it once and see if you don't throw up a little bit in the back of your mouth, Senator Kari Lake.
Oh no.
But the way you've solved the Joe Manchin problem, Kirsten Sinema problem, is in other states by electing Democrats and taking away Republican seats.
Yeah.
And 2024, Tara, I don't know if you've looked at the map, is freaking terrifying.
Yeah.
Democrats have to defend 24 seats. Republicans only have to defend 10, and almost every one of those is absolutely safe.
Shit.
We lose John Teester we lose John Teester in Montana. We're fucked. We lose Joe Manchin in West Virginia. We're fucked.
Right.
Okay, there's other places that where Democrats are vulnerable. I think we got another one coming up in Nevada, and that'll be hateful. Arizona, of course. But it's Sherrod Brown in Ohio, the state that just gave us J.D. Vance.
Ugh, fuck.
2024 in the Senate gives me the absolute fantods just thinking about it.
Now I'm
sorry,
upset.
didn't mean to be Robyn Kincaid, little ray of fucking sunshine.
Now I'm like, fuck. I saw something, but I don't know. On one of these corporate media shows. I mean, we got time, a little bit of time, but to stress out about it. But they were saying that yes, it is. The map looks tough, but there maybe it was just some Democrat blowing smoke though, and they were like, we will keep the Senate.
I hate the lost opportunity. I hate the lost opportunities from this midterm. Mandela Barnes.
Right.
We had a great candidate running against Rand Paul and that thing on his head. The fuck up by the DNC in Ohio that wound up giving us J.D. Vance.
I know.
Look how damn close Georgia was.
Yeah,
Georgia
I know.
could not
That's
have been
disgusting.
that close.
Right, with this complete, absolute unfit fraud too. They just run frauds, and they are unqualified. They're unfit. But that's the power of media. It is. That's where it comes from. It's the media.
Right, but thank God. But thank God the Republicans ran fuck ups.
Right.
Thank
that's
God
it.
they ran Dr.
That was the
Oz.
only.
Thank God
that's
they
what
ran
saved
Herschel
us.
Walker.
You're right. And that's Mitch McConnell, Moscow Mitch he's aware of that too, unfortunately. But it's very true. And that's why having Trump and the people are saying, oh, it was so cynical and Adam Kinzinger said this too in his goodbye speech, is that it was so it was wrong of Democrats to prop up these Trumpanzee candidates with one breath and vilify them with another. Well, why? They want to win. They want to win the fucking election. So I don't know. I don't see anything wrong with Democrats. If they thought that was going to give them some leverage, I think they were right to prop up.
I get the idea that it's a dangerous game.
Yeah, but
it's never not a dangerous game.
Exactly. It's we should, and there's Adam Kinzinger again. Asking. It's always up to the Democrats to. We have to fight with one hand tied behind our back constantly, while the Republicans are like slinging poop and with nails and bioweapons at us. It's just, it never stops with them. They have no standards. There's no integrity. So I don't think there's anything wrong with funding a candidate, if that's what you think you have to do, is putting some complete kook, making sure that kook is your opponent. I don't see that I don't see there's anything. And they were like, oh well, they did that with Trump and look what happened. But that was a fluke. Trump received fewer votes. I mean, there was he won by quote unquote, I'm saying won in quotes, by, what was it, 30,000 votes altogether in different counties because of the Electoral College. He didn't win, It was just, he pulled out an inside straight. He was just lucky that day. But anyway, here we are.
Dumb luck is a thing.
Dumb luck counts too.
I hate to say it, dear, but I have got to go.
I know you do.
I've got a doctor's appointment in the morning. I got to do all these things.
Well, thank you, because we're going to be talking again tomorrow. Because we're filling in for Mike Malloy again tomorrow, so that'll be fun.
All the way to Friday.
Yeah. So thank you, Robyn, for sharing my.
My pleasure.
My birthday.
I hope you had some kind of a happy birthday. I really do.
I do. As happy as it can be. So let's not get crazy here. I'm just kidding. I really appreciate it. It makes me. I woke up a little bit whatever today, and it's always stressful for me. Because I think about all the things I don't have.
You are absolutely dear to me, and among the dearest of my friends.
Thank you, Robyn. You too.
And I am so grateful for that.
Me too. I'm grateful for you. I really am.
I hope you have a wonderful evening.
All right, honey. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
And I will talk to you again tomorrow.
You got it.
All right.
All right, Robyn. See you soon.
Bye now.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, everybody. Robyn Kincaid. The great Robyn Kincaid. And here comes my next guest. has entered the studio. I'm sure you can hear him. He doesn't have his mic on yet, though. Oh, shit. The fucking camera just went out again. Tara Jr.'s here, everybody. That's my cat, everyone. Named after myself. In case you're new. Yeah, he's a good boy. Isn't he good? Look at how good he is. What a good boy. We'll do a split screen for now. Everybody likes the cat. They like looking at him. I do too. It's really good for my blood pressure. So let's see. I'm sorry, guys. I have been neglecting the... Wait, hold on. Shit. Tara's knocking everything over. I've been neglecting you guys in the chat. I know that there's some super chats, and thank you, Richard, for your super chat. Another great show, Tara. Thank you, Jim, for your super chat, as always, and thank you for being a moderator as well. And thank you, Pookie's mommy, for your incredibly generous super chat. Happy birthday, Tara. Cheers to another year around the sun. Thank you. Thank you so much for your generosity and for your just your support. I can't do it without you. And thank you, Haiku, for always being there and for your being in my corner constantly and being a moderator. And I know that, I can't do it without you either. So I don't know. I can't even. I hate this. It makes me feel funny. I feel silly, but I hope you know how much you guys mean to me. Right? And here we are. Cats and humans living together in perfect harmony. And Trucker John, nice to see you. Happy birthday to me. He says, happy birthday, Tara. Thank you. It's a happy birthday now that you're here. And thank you, Shannon. Nice to see you, Shannon. And Paradu, nice to see you. And Robyn, thank you. Errol, Stephanie, thank you guys. Richard W. and Jim. And who else did I miss? Anybody? We got more people here, but Richard and Sage. And who else? I'm missing Jen. Hello, Jen. Thank you for your birthday wishes. And Mark C. Nice to see you, Mark. Hope you're all hanging in there. One day at a time, my friend. Thank you so much, guys. Jonathan, nice to see you, Jonathan. Thank you, Ed the Second. So nice to see you, Ed. Play Dave is in the house. Nice to see you, Play Dave. And JD, oh, nice to see you. Oh yeah, JD, thank you for your birthday gift on PayPal. Very thoughtful, because you already gave me a gift. I thought you gave me oh, maybe that was Christmas? Keep it coming, JD. I'm just kidding. Very thoughtful. Thank you so much. And thank you for being a part of this, my little family here. Thank you, Deborah. Oh my God, Shannon, thank you for your super chat. Your very generous super chat. And the very cute little emoji. Look at this fucking cat trying to fucking abuse me. What is up with you? You hear the way he talks to me? Come on, asshole! You're pissing me off. He just wants me to pet him. It's pet time, honey. You're bothering me. You see this? You see the way he manipulates my hand? It's like, get that hand over here. Oh, thank you, Trucker John, for your very generous super chat. Happy birthday. Trucker John has his own show. Trucker, put your link in the damn chat so people can follow you. Can subscribe. Right, Junior? Right? Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. Well, yeah, another year around the sun. I can't believe it. I can't believe it's been so many years around the sun. You know, what can you do? What's the alternative? Could be worse. Can't believe it, though. Something, you know, it gets me, you know, I get every birthday, I'm like, ugh. You know, I think about all the things I don't have. It's not good. And that's how I started today. And then I had to talk myself down immediately because it would have, I was like, what the fuck am I doing? You know? It'd be spiraling myself down, talking myself into having a bad day, you know? So I had to take my own advice, put a pin in it, put it on the shelf, and stop thinking about it. I literally had to make myself stop thinking about it. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to make a decision to feel better. And not, who cares? Whatever. Just one day. It's one day out of the year. And also, you know, thinking, I don't know, whatever. Always think about how much I need to do and what I've not done and things that I haven't done, you know. It's not a good way of thinking. So, but that's why we're here together, because we're all we're all not down at the same time. So we talk each other. You know, we need backup. So it helps each other to talk ourselves off the ledge. Yeah. Look at the attitude with Junior. Shannon says, exactly. It's crazy. It's only crazy when it's only like this when the show is on, though. Look at this shit. Look at him. He's abusive boyfriend. Why are you staring at me like that? I love him, though. He's very good otherwise. Hey. And you know that. He's very good. He's a baby. He's a very big baby. He doesn't know. I try to tell him what goes on in the world. When I come back from helping the community cats, I'm like, you don't even know what the fuck is going on out there, Junior. And here you are. Pet me. Have some gratitude. Put some gratitude in your attitude, young man. Yes. Is it a ginger kitty thing? Pookie's? Yeah, it could be. He's very bossy. Will you say that to the fam? Come on. Listen to him. He's very purry. He's good for your blood pressure. He really is. Here's another hand that's not petting me. Exactly, Haiku. I'm trying. Just can't go fast enough for him. All right, motherfucker. I'm petting you. See? There we go. How's that? Better? Good. He sounds like Chewbacca, too. He's got that Chewbacca kind of... Whatever. I can't do that. No, I could never do that. Like, you know, when they do that, it sounds like a... What do you call that? Trilling or something? Hey! Ow! It's my birthday and I'm being attacked by an animal. Look at this fucking cat. Alright, I have to put him back. You're going back. You're going back. We will be back. You're a good baby. Okay. Ha. The perils of being small. All right. Yes, Tara Jr. is the producer. And here he comes. All right. Well, what else are we talking about? I'm gonna bounce soon because I can feel the COVID in my chest rising up again. It's probably time to go to bed. But I want to just finish. I don't know. It's when I think about what is what's in store for us in the new year. Oh, the other thing, well, we've talked about it on the show before, but when Mike was talking about how we're making breakthroughs in science, and I mean, that is incredible. And it's really true. And I was thinking, and Robyn mentioned it, how, capitalism is going to get in the way somehow. How are they going to fuck it up? Someone's got to get paid, of course. But the other thing I was thinking was that, I don't know, is it just me who's sick of them? It can't be. Their antics, their nonstop childishness. It's tedious, isn't it? It's have we had enough of it? So this is what I wonder if, when I was talking about hitting bottom, I think there has to be a turning. It's sort of like with the end of the first Gilded Age. We had the Progressive Era, and now here we are in the second Gilded Age. And hopefully we're on the cusp of a new Progressive Era. I think so, even though, of course, it's gonna, I don't know if I'll live long enough to see it, who knows at this point. But it's even the Democrats, the corporate Democrats, are giving voice to things that they would never have supported even 10 years ago, like same PP marriage and things like that, and healthcare, universal healthcare. Whether even the corporate Dems with their like Joe Biden talking about how he wants to expand on Obamacare. The overarching theme is how that everyone deserves health care as a human right. That used to not be the mantra. So, we have changed, but we do have a lot of more work to do. Let's see. Yeah, so the other thing I wanted to say, there's some good news. So we were talking about George Santos, and, they have no standards. But I saw this article in where is it? In The Advocate, the gay magazine. Or gay paper, whatever it is, website. The lying George Santos. Let the lying George Santos keep his seat. This writer says, written by John Casey. One day during a previous job, our PR team received a new employee with little warning. I immediately went to LinkedIn to find this mystery person, to no avail. I think this is the only person I've crossed paths with professionally who doesn't have a LinkedIn page. Through a Google search, I found some self-generated content that hyped a well-connected political operative. And he writes, we were a publicly traded digital company. During our first meeting, I asked this person if this person knew a high-profile friend of mine from one of his political jobs. Of course I do. He's a great guy, was the reply. My response was, you do? Yes, they said. He died 2 weeks ago. The point is, this person lied on his resume, or whatever he submitted to HR. And when I went to HR repeatedly with the evidence that he lied, nothing was done. He remained, and I was pushed out, says the writer. I've been thinking about this incident of dereliction by my old employer with all the news about GOP Congressman-elect George Santos, who was elected the Republican representative of New York's 3rd District that includes much of Long Island, which is, this is me talking, which is a shit show. It's a Trumpanzee paradise out there, I have to tell you. So, it's like Staten Island in a way, but a little more upscale. My hope is that the Republicans take a cue from my old employer and ignore his lies. Just a week before Christmas, when Santa checked those lists, the New York Times revealed that Santos's list was a long one of lies. Santa didn't have time to check the list twice since it was a mile long. Santos is the definition of naughty. Yesterday, the New York Post published an interview with Santos where he admitted he embellished his resume. Embellishing might be adding more responsibilities under one of your job descriptions, or fudging the year you graduated from college in order to appear younger. Embellishing might also include a listing charity work that you may have done once or twice or not at all. What Santos did was a flat-out lie, if that's what you want to call it. A flat-out lie on his resume, if that's what you want to call it. Santos's CV reads more like a work of fiction. A graduate of Baruch College. He never went to college. Working at Goldman Sachs and Citigroup. He was never employed by them. His Jewish background? He admitted to the Post that he's Catholic. He's a proud gay man. He was married to a woman, and they divorced. Something he failed to disclose on his campaign trail, but he is supposedly very much gay now, he says. Santos, also, he's disturbed, you see? That's the thing. It's exactly what we say. Although all Republicans aren't disturbed people, all disturbed people are Republican. It's the truth. He fits right in. They're a big tent of kooks, geeks, freaks, but don't be an individual, really. As long as, they'll take you. They'll take a gay, for example. As long as you prop up their, you're all in with their hate. Hating other gays and trans people. Oh my God, Tara Jr. Santos also said he owned over a dozen properties. But guess what? He confessed to not owning any. He's actually living with his sister. You see, he's supposed to be this big businessman, right? He's in debt. His last job paid $55,000 a year. He was remiss in paying rent in his last place of residence. Oh, shit. He's back. If I were Santos's sister... Wait. Then there's the potential for a real whopper. His financial disclosure form says he has $11 million in assets? How? If I were Santos's sister, I'd tell him to get his ass off the couch and at the very least rent a room in a group home with some of that supposed $11 million. See, he lied. He lied. Here's one of the ironies. He told the Post, I intend to deliver on the promises I made during the campaign. Fighting crime, fighting to lower inflation, to improve education. The people elected me to fight for them. The people thought they elected a shrewd financier, non-divorced millionaire who went to a New York college. So he's lying to them already. Do you really believe he's going to fight for them? This is what Republicans are. They are perpetual dupes. They are the perpetual con man's marks. And they are the personification of thank you, can I have another? Right? He'll be focused on fighting to save his reputation. He's been exposed as a liar, as a phony, as a joke. Case in point, Republican congressional leadership reportedly knew all along that Santos was a joke. and they did nothing, which is outrageous on its own and a vicious slight to the voters of New York's 3rd Congressional District. This is me now. Proving again exactly what I say all the time is that Republicans hate you. They hate the people they pretend to represent. They have no respect for you. They know you're a bunch of morons who are gobbling all their hateful propaganda, and you'll just vote for your own demise again and again and again, as long as they tell you that it's okay to hate the same people they hate. So that's their little club. According to the Post, senior House Republicans were apparently aware of the inaccuracies and embellishments in the member-elect's resume, and the topic became a running joke. What a bunch of baleful bastards. Digressing slightly, I keep seeing former Congressman Steve Gunderson in stories about Santos because Gunderson was the first publicly out Gunderson was the first publicly was the first publicly out a Republican in Congress who won an election. I don't know. That's the way the sentence is written, and I thought I was reading it wrong, but it doesn't. It seems like it's there's missing a word. Out, publicly out, gay person or gay man. Santos is the only third and first non-incumbent that says all you need to know about the Republican Party. However, conflating Gunderson with Santos does a great injustice to the former Wisconsin representative. I spoke to Gunderson on the 25th anniversary of his coming out on the House floor. He's a decent man, and he's far away from the baleful Republican Party we see today. Republican leadership, especially Kevin McCarthy of California, Santos said he would vote for McCarthy as House Speaker, are desperate to keep their slim majority in the House, so they're going to take a cue from my old company and just brush off all the fabrications and deceptions. And why wouldn't they? In today's Republican Party, one of the prerequisites is lying. So Santos fits right in. This might be great in the short term, but wow, what a bonus for Democrats who now have the Republican poster child for lying. Democrats will hammer home the imposter that is Santos. I could say clever ads. I could see clever ads, clever memes. I lost my place. Hold on. Where is it? Shit. Oh, yeah. And talking points all around the fact that this is one of the fibbing faces of the Republican Party. Santos comes across as a normal liar, which is why he'll be a political target if he's able to stay in Congress. What I mean by this is that everyone knows that the likes of Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert and Matt Gaetz, just for starters, are warped, cartoonish morons that can't be taken seriously. Therefore, featuring them in campaign ads is redundant. It's a given that 80% of the American electorate knows that Democrats aren't pedophiles and don't run underage cabals of sex workers. That's all fantastical and not relatable. Now enter Santos. Some of his sins are out-and-out lies that most of us can relate to, unfortunately. What I mean by this is that that many of us have embellished our resumes a tad or two, but we haven't flat out lied. We know that if we did lie on our resumes, we'd be fired. And if Santos isn't fired by the Republican Party like we would be, what kind of message does this send? I had a reporter call me about the person who lied on their resume that I crossed paths with at a former company. The reporter heard the rumors, too, that this person was shady. I declined to help him with the expose about this person. I don't want to go anywhere near it. If Santos stays in Congress and blithely runs for re-election, will anyone get near him? I'm shaking my head with all the calls for Santos to resign. Let him stay. Let the Republican leadership wallow in the mud of its degenerating deceptors. Trump and his lies might be withering away, but there's plenty like Santos ready to step back in and pick up the slack. For Republicans, that means the lies will keep on coming. Abraham Lincoln is rolling in his grave. That all these liars are in his party. Once said about liars, he says, this is Abraham Lincoln, if a man will stand up and assert and repeat and reassert that 2 and 2 do not make 4, I know nothing in the power of argument that can stop him. Well, isn't that, I never heard that quote. And that's John Casey at The Advocate, but that is the Republican Party. 2 and 2 do not make 4. Assert again and again. I know nothing that can stop him. That's them. But they have nothing to offer. And the worst part about having to endure the next 2 years with this clown show is that is all the progress. I know that Joe Biden will try to get things done with whoever he can. We'll see what he can do. Maybe he can pull a rabbit out of a hat. But there'll be no universal health care. There'll be no great progressive initiatives. And I really do hope I'm wrong there. But it will be nothing but a clown show. And here's the first Republican press conference. And you know what they previewed?
Numerous schemes involving the Biden family, reviewed Hunter Biden's laptop, Hunter Biden's business deals. Hunter Biden isn't this innocent guy. We're not trying to prove Hunter Biden is a bad actor. He is. The evidence that's already out there pertaining to Hunter Biden. If we can keep it about Hunter Biden, this is kind of a big deal. We think if we can keep it about Hunter Biden, that would be great.
Hunter Biden, who is... He's not an advisor. He doesn't work in the government. Okay. So the troubled son of the president, who has no position in government. Let's keep harping on him. It does smack of nothing but vindictiveness. Of course it is. When the Kushners, who were working in the White House, walk away with $2 billion. But before we go, one last thing I wanted to say. There's some good news. Well, Friday. We'll be back on Friday for our regularly scheduled Tarabuster Friday evening. And that'll be fun because that's the day that Trump's tax returns are going to be made public. So that'll be fun. We'll talk about that. But the other good news is that, and this is it. I gotta go because I don't know if you can hear it. It's in my voice is going again. I can feel it in my chest. The COVID coming. It's coming out. It's coming to get you over the series of tubes. But Kari Lake, who is a performance artist in her own right, has been ordered by a judge to compensate Katie Hobbs for some fees for the election lawsuits. Which is good, but that's not, I mean, it's half and half. He declined to sanction her, which, I mean, that's a problem. So, good news, bad news, I suppose. Because, if there's no, hit these fucking grifters where it hurts. But there's no consequences, and I mean in the wallet. Right? Legally and peacefully in the wallet. That's all they care about. Money. They have nothing to offer. They're just about money. Feathering their nests. money and power. But if there's no consequences, why not keep it up, bitch, right? So, anyway. All right. Guys. I gotta go. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for exactly, Stephanie, vindictive and desperate. Wait a minute. Oh, Libby, thank you for your PayPal birthday gift. Thank you. Wait, hold on. I'm trying to open. What is my phone number here? You see, I'm losing it. Maybe that's where COVID is getting me. Brain fog. Right? Isn't that a thing? COVID fog. I never had it before. Or maybe I'm just tired. Now that's the way it is, though, right? Because my father had Alzheimer's. So anytime I forget something, I'm like, oh, fuck, here comes the Alzheimer's. Glenn Karen Murray. Oh, it shouldn't. Well, I guess I can say your last name. Thank you. Thank you, Libby, for your generous and nice birthday support donation. But every time, you know what I'm saying? Every time I forget something. Like, for example, actually, I wonder now that I'm saying this. No, because, when I woke up on Wednesday, this is when I went to the vet. Maybe I had COVID already, because I remember feeling kind of out of it. And I thought it was, I thought it was Thursday. I don't know. I had my days mixed. Oh, maybe, no. Forget it. I'm saying it wrong. I thought Thursday was Wednesday. You see what I'm saying? Maybe I have brain fog. Yeah, get some rest, truckers. Truckers good night. Get some rest. I do need it. All right, guys. Listen. Thank you so much for hanging out on my birthday and for all your great participation. And I want to thank Mike Malloy, of course, and Robyn Kincaid for spending my birthday, one more day, one more trip around the sun. Thank you for celebrating with me and for all your generous super chats and words of support. And if you can, tell your friends about the show. Share the show with your friends if you're into this shit. And give the show a good review. Thank you, Stephanie, for your super chat. Very much appreciated. Give the show a good review on iTunes. Keep coming back. It works if you work it. So work it. You are worth it. And live it. So we will be back on Friday. And yeah, we will. We'll talk about Trump's tax returns. Thank you, Paradu. I love you right back. Thank you, guys. And remember, we will win. Right? Yes. Because we're on the right side. Oh, yeah, APS Radio News. Remember, support our sponsors and affiliates. We're on the right side of history. We're on the right side of decency, dignity, and democracy. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. We stick together. We win. My name is Tara Devlin. This is Tara Jr. Ow! 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 And I will see you very soon. Well, Friday. I'll see you Friday.